the final category, we want to end on a high note. It is...
Okay, this is my favorite meme category, so I guess I will introduce it. It's called Wholesome memes. If you don't have a good understanding of what captures wholesome memes, you can sort of Google that and it'll give more information about that. But generally, the wholesome memes category is, a lot of times people will post memes that are in one way lifting up their friends or like offering support to somebody in a time of need, and finding either animal pictures or pictures from movies that they can put the captions on them to sort of enunciate and convey that feeling in the situation that somebody might want that support and love.
There's a really popular Twitter account, Wholesome Memes, that does this. And I think that wholesome memes are actually a kind of response to the kind of horrific things that happen on the internet on a constant and daily basis for many people. So I see wholesome memes as kind of this antidote. That's what we're going to be talking about last.
Okay. I think that the reason this one is very adorable is because it's of somebody that so this is wholesome by like in-group context, right? Because it's like a baby photo of somebody we know and love. But I think that this is still actually in the reaction meme category. Do you want to explain the reaction and the emotion that you get from this picture?
Well, I mean, so here in North Carolina, we had basically a rain for about 30,000 days straight, and then we had a week of spring, and then suddenly it hit this 90-degree weather with humidity and everything. And I think it's speaking to this own personal context here.
Yeah, and I think that the emotion that I get from that is really like a combination of like, wow, I'm glowing, I'm beaming, that's like that sunflower costume, but also, I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this. Like I wasn't prepared and now it's all happening.
Right.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay, a couple wholesome memes, and then maybe we'll get a couple people lined up that want to talk. Oh.
That's Kermit, right?
I bet it is Kermit.
No, so if you don't know what my theory about Kermit, you should watch the video from yesterday.
Or at least the last minute.
The last,
that's
there was
when
the mic drop at the
drop
end.
happened.
So this one, when your friends see themselves as beautiful as you see them. So this Kermit is great for wholesome memes because he doesn't have a kind of bad bone in his body. Frogs have bones, right? He doesn't have a bad bone in his body, even when he was a tadpole. And he's crying.
Yeah.
When you see this, what do you think of?
I'm just overwhelmed with like love and emotion, and I imagine that this is probably like another example of like when somebody had like a little like Kermit doll or something, and was like posing it. Like it reminds me of like that whole like Elf on the Shelf trend that happened online, and like different things where you would take a physical object and pose it in the way that you wanted to like put it for viral content online, which is a whole nother type of meme that we didn't really discuss in depth in this course, but I think that that's probably the context of this image.
That's great, yeah.
Any more wholesome memes before we get some people to talk in here?
There's one other one on Twitter that is interesting because it's, here, this one.
Oh.
Okay, when your friend needs a hug. I'll let you talk because I'm actually freaked out by this photo.
Wait, why are you freaked out by this photo? That is the exact opposite reaction
I
I'm
know,
having.
but
this is an outgrouping.
They're like they're freaky carrots. They're freaky carrots. Okay, no, but they look like little Groots hugging each other.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, they look like as if you got somebody and you like hugged them as close as you possibly could and twisted them, and I love it so much. I love it. Yeah, when your friend needs a hug, you're down to give them the tightest hug that they possibly could need. Pretty self-explanatory, but an interesting way of using like found images, right? Like if you like took a picture of something that happened, or like if you saw, like it reminds me of when people like find chips that are shaped weird and then they try and draw a picture on it. Like this is another example of how you could add that to this like meme context.
Right, and so I mean, we didn't really mention this early on with the animals and Star Wars. We're asking you to use with material that's out there. But something these meme generators can do and the phone apps can do, or you can even do if you've got Photoshop or
Instagram
or whatever, you can take any image and add this kind of big impact style text over it and make a meme. So it's not a meme that's probably going to go viral, although this one
it could. has the possibility.
But you can make your own memes that kind of tap into the language of all those other stock characters and everything, and make it yourself.
Okay.
So that last comment just reminds me of how memes have become this kind of popular vernacular that are just as much commonplace, part of our daily language as all the other cultural references that we make, references to song, music, media. It's a way for us to actually take ownership. I think of a lot of the kind of media properties that are come down to us from the top down. It gives us a chance to kind of almost poach them in a way and use them for our own purposes to strengthen bonds between the people that we know. So I think I'll let you wrap up with your final thoughts as well.
Well, I would hope this would not be the end of the conversation, that hopefully if people have more things to say, I know some people were talking about in the YouTube chat how overwhelming it was to be like listening and watching and creating and contributing and sharing in different places at the same time, but hopefully if there are things that you've been thinking about throughout this, you feel comfortable sharing them on the hashtag or putting them in the discussion forum, so hopefully we can keep talking about these things and let that inform our future meme use and sharing.
Right, and this YouTube video is, even after it's live, it's going to be there, right? And I think we're going to chop it up into different time codes so you know exactly where to jump to. So if you didn't catch everything the first time around, you just have to watch it again, okay?
All right, I think that's
it. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to our live audience out there. All right.
Signing off.